It's hard to describe the feeling we get when that notification arrives. A like, a comment validating our feelings, our existence. 3 billion people sharing, liking, tweeting, updating on various platforms. Researchers suggest it's a false sense of security, leading us towards a feeling of isolation and envy. Social media alone is linked to increased risks of depression, anxiety, loneliness, and even self-harm. But there's something different. Something's changed. We're now in a state of hyper-partisanship, where every issue is politicized. We treat the other side not as opponents, but as enemies. Animosity is in the air, it's palpable, and it's terrifying. How did we get here? What can we do to save ourselves? Can we save ourselves?
My name is Nina Carufa, and I'm a producer/comedian.
My name is Joseph Rudy Rulo. I'm a freelance reporter and a social media influencer.
My name is Mike Calderese. I am a masonry contractor and political podcaster.
Hello, my name is Dr. Julie Ansis. I'm the Director of Cyber Psychology at the New Jersey Institute of Technology.
I found this old clip at Caroline's where I hosted, and I did some crowd work with a Trump supporter. And it was all in good fun. Like, he was laughing, we spoke after the show, we took a picture together, and I posted like 45 seconds of it. Oh my God, there's a lot of you. So, okay, sir, do you hate Muslims? No. So why are you don't hate anybody, just refugees and immigrants and Mexicans and... So why did you vote for Donald Trump?
Because he's gonna make America great again.
Oh my God! What's your name?
Peter.
Peter, do you hate women?
No.
It just kept like snowballing, and by like the third or fourth day it was up to like 4 million views. So I did the one thing that all social media people should never do, and I read the comments. It was either, oh my God, this is fantastic, or if you don't like America, then leave. And it's like, I was born in New Jersey, so I don't know where I would go exactly. I almost deleted the video, and then I realized that I don't really give a shit. So I left it, and I just hope I don't ever get murdered because I asked a Trump supporter why he voted for Donald Trump.
Some of the things that were bothering me, I needed a better venue to get it all out. So one of the things I noticed people doing was getting on Facebook and just yelling out stuff or making a video. So I started recording myself and putting it on, different platforms. And that's really what started the show was the masks. I lost my mind over the masks,
It needs to stop. All of you wake the fuck up. That's not helping you. It's not helping the people around you. It's hurting you. It's unhealthy. To me, I got a fucking strong-ass immune system. I can eat piles of shit for breakfast. Literally.
I am slightly offensive. And I put people in positions and I back people in corners. And I do so with questioning. And I do so with questioning on Facebook. Oh, yeah, I go from back-to-back 7-day bans to 30-day bans. I'm always banned on Facebook. And it always revolves around something they deem offensive to their community standards. So when I say that, I got a 30-day ban for bullying. I get a ban for bullying because I get called a racist and a bigot.
So you're talking about 400,000 people. They can actually hit a button and they can send me a message and say whatever they want. At one point, I had to shut it off for about a week so that mentally I can gather myself up again and figure out what is going to be my strategy when they write something bad. One was your mother was kicked in the stomach, obviously. Your mother didn't have oxygen when she was going to have you. Very vicious attacks, some of them, though. I mean, to the point where you could just be sitting there enjoying your day, and it says, a-hole, or F an a-hole, or, I've even had death threats, several, to the point where I just laugh at it. I look at the state. If it's not from New Jersey, I'm cool. If it's from New Jersey, I report it to the FBI. And I've reported several things to the FBI and local police. If it's local, it gets reported immediately.
I think that my cultural, historical, and familial backgrounds, along with other factors, influence my tendency and ability to question rigid ways of doing things and to engage in critical analysis and not just accept the status quo. Cyberpsychology is really an interdisciplinary field, and it's not necessarily new, but more sophisticated research methodology has been developed with regard to the study of how human beings interact with technology. Things like understanding our online persona, understanding how we present ourselves online versus face-to-face interactions. It relates to the impact of social media on our psychological well-being, and understanding how things like artificial intelligence and robots interact with human beings and how human beings interact with these machines for the betterment of humankind. We are bombarded with information every moment, every second of the day through multiple news feeds and sources. And social media has really amplified that.
What story are you being told? They're telling you a story with this slant. They're telling you a story with this slant. They're telling you a story with that slant. Somewhere in that is the story. No one person's going to give it to you. If you rely on one person for your information or one media source for your information, then you're a misinformed human being.
Your grandma sees a post of just something random and is like, oh my God, did you see this? And she'll repost and it's like, Grandma, that's not real. How do people still not understand that not everything you read has any merit to it?
So I have almost like a 10-point system. What I did is I went and I liked every news page for every single news in every state and every town. So if there's a breaking news story that, for example, this actor dies and he's really famous, and I only see one post, I'm like, I know it's not true.
You don't know what spin, what bias that a human being holds, right? So why the hell am I going to listen to them? Oh, this guy said this and he did this. It's always quotes. It's always, and they never really said it. So if I was to knee jerk and just respond to it'd be 4 or 5 a day, where it's just blatant bullshit. Some of my friends go, oh, look at this. And I get on there, I'm like, dude, that's fake. Can you take 4 seconds? 4 seconds, and you would, before the fact checker came out, you would have understood that was fake.
ABC once put out a picture of this woman. She was standing on top of a demolished home, and it said Israeli woman crying after bomb blew up her house, but it was the complete opposite. It was a Palestinian woman. Even major companies make mistakes, and sometimes they get called out and they apologize, and sometimes it just floats on the internet forever.
I try to expose myself to as many diverse viewpoints as possible, and I try to be conscious of the legitimacy, particularly with regard to the expertise of the particular writer or the particular news source. I want to make sure that what I'm reading has a certain degree of validity to it.
I will also go to whoever the news is about and see what their side is and what their defense is on Twitter. Then I'll see what other people are saying. What direction is this going in? How many people are saying this is false? Give it about 5, it takes 5 minutes.
It takes time and effort, which people don't want. People don't want to do time and effort. They want to look at a story and they want to formulate everything they know about it. It's going to keep you ignorant. You get fed what you want to see, and then you formulate your entire life based on what you want to see, and they feed it to you.
But how widespread is this type of misinformation? What we found in a matter of minutes may have forever eradicated our trust in this once credible network. ABC's World News Tonight airs video images of explosions said to be from an embattled Syrian border town. Shortly thereafter, viewers point to what looks like identical footage on YouTube, taken at a gun range in Kentucky. Most problematic? The ABC version appears edited and potentially doctored for effect. Upon hearing of such accusations, ABC removes the video and releases a retraction statement. However, they don't own up to the accusations of doctoring the footage, leaving us with only questions. Where do we go from here? And how do we decipher what is true from what leads us to scroll away?
Christmas music is now blaring in restaurants, grocery stores, and from, well, our cars, right? Not mine.
But there's one song that has been stirring up national attention because some think it's controversial.
There has been some controversy over yet another song.
If you wrote that song today and if you tried to follow the lyrics to that song, you'd probably get arrested for sexual assault.
I swear there's people behind the scenes in these mega media corporations saying, let's see how dumb this population is. Let's see if we get them all riled up over this dumbass thing. How about this? Yeah, Baby It's Cold Outside. Let's take one of the most innocent songs on the planet and demonize it and see if this works. Oh yeah, that worked. That's how stupid people are.
You know, on second thought.
Yes?
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has been
Hoping that you drop
so
in.
very nice.
How many Eminem songs talk about beating women? How many rap songs talk about killing people? Murdering people? That's all it is anymore. But Baby It's Cold Outside is a villain, not Cardi B. Cardi B interviews Joe Biden.
They're so close-minded that they can't see past the fact that she used to be a stripper. Now that it's like Cardi B's famous and she has all this money, and so if she's gonna get on her Instagram Live and tell kids to go out and vote, why are people mad about that?
I said certified freak 7 days a week, wet ass pussy, make that pull-out game weak. Woo! Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got for this wet ass pussy. WAP, #1 song in the country. But Baby It's Cold Outside is the problem.
Certified freak, 7 days a week, wet and gushy, make that pull-out game weak.
You can't compare a song about rape to a woman bragging about her wet vagina. Women should be allowed to say and brag about whatever they want, especially if they're not hurting anybody. Men have been doing this for decades in rap and country and every genre of music. And it's like now that a woman is doing it, all of a sudden, oh, this is too much for the youth. And I'm obviously Muslim. I don't talk about my vagina. Like, it's not something that I would like brag about, but that doesn't mean just because I wouldn't do it, another woman shouldn't be allowed to. It's crazy that in 2020, women still aren't allowed to like talk about their sexuality. It's crazy.
There's also a tendency among human beings to present well, to want to present themselves as good and decent people. And if you think about evolutionary psychology, those are really qualities that enable you to have the support of a larger group.
People want to present the best possible look of themselves, even if they don't believe it. So when you put the blackout thing on your screen, you turn your whole page black, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. All you do is changing your screen. It's like the people that filter out every single one of their pictures, right? All it is to create a fake reality of who you are.
Did you only post the black box because you felt like if you didn't, people would think that you were an asshole? Did you hire a black person after this? Like, did you try to help the cause or the community? Did you donate any money? Like, it's just, of course there are so many people who truly do care, but a lot of people just don't. And it's all for clout and social media, and it's unfortunate. I love Jennifer Lopez. I've actually met her and she's really nice and stuff, but when the whole like Beirut bombing happened, like she posted a picture with like a t-shirt with like Lebanon written on it, but it's like, do you really care? Like, do you really care, J-Lo? Let's say J-Lo didn't care. If she didn't post something, she would have millions of people commenting, I can't believe you're not speaking on this. I feel like you just can't win. You're always gonna upset a certain group of people when it comes to social media.
You're getting the best version of them. You're getting the customer service version of them. And that's all it is. And in customer service, what are you going to do? Of course, you're going to play to everybody. You're not offensive. Everybody's friendly. But customer service is a lot of time it's bullshit. When you actually get down to the management, he's going to tell you what's going on. I'm the management. I tell you what the hell's going on. I give it to you straight. People can't handle that.
With social media, you have this aspect of anonymity. And that may encourage people who sort of behave badly in real life to increase that or dial that up.
And there's people that I know them, will say stuff online to you behind a computer that they would not say to your face. The biggest problem in Facebook is people you could have all that conflict, you could say whatever the hell you want. And then they pick and choose who's right and wrong.
I don't think your political views really define who you are as a person. I think they define the way you grew up, the way you were raised, maybe just ideas that you think are what's best for the country. Like if I met Peter online and I added him and he posted something about Trump, I'm not gonna write in his comments, well, why are you a Trump supporter? Because I don't really give a shit. Like, I have my own life to worry about. So it's like, it's different when it's online and when it's in person. And also they're just like on their little keyboards and they're so mad and they're going off in the comments, but like no one would ever say that to my face. No guy is gonna come and punch me in the face after a show. Like, that's not gonna happen.
Somebody walked up to me who I thought was a friend or a fan and grabbed my arm. So then when I got him off my arm, he then grabbed my arm again. And what he was trying to do is he was trying to get me to take a video of the woman running against the guy I was supporting. And they tried to get me to use the phone, because they knew I had a huge following, to do the banner that said the name of the other candidate. And when I pulled my arm, he wouldn't let it go. He ripped my arm out of his socket. About 4 months of spasms. Reached out to the actual candidate. At first, she was like in denial. And then I spoke to a few of her supporters, and then she apologized. And I have to worry now when I go to an event where I don't feel safe, unless it's a town where I know the mayor is going to be there and their government people and the police are accountable. I literally have to have somebody there protecting me. It's not just on the internet.
There is a great deal of misinformation and disinformation on social media, and that information tends to be more extreme, and that ends up taking a life of its own, particularly if the group that you belong to adheres to the particular perspective or thoughts or ideas that are related to that particular post.
On July 25, 2020, Garrett Foster was killed during a heated protest in Austin, Texas, amid the aftermath of George Floyd's death. Foster was carrying an AK-47 rifle, legal in Texas. As a car drove into the group of protesters, Garrett Foster approached the driver's window. The driver, active U.S. Army Sergeant Daniel Perry, shot and killed Foster before speeding away, as a bystander fired several shots at Perry's car. As a social experiment, our producers set up a fictional news aggregator on Facebook and named it End Times Media. The first post to the page was an intense and disturbing video capturing the chaos of the Garrett Foster tragedy. Viewer discretion is advised.
Someone got shot, guys. Someone got shot.
In just a few hours, the post began circulating, eventually reaching over 21,000 viewers, and was shared 100 times. The likes and comments were harsh. They were brutal, and they were politically charged.
What I saw when Obama won, things I heard were vile, disrespectful. He was an American who won president. And like many Republicans, I respected him as president throughout. At the same time, you had a horrible division starting to be created because you had 8 years of Democrats and you had Republicans that were sick and tired of Democrats just specifically doing all of their platform and doing none of the Republican platform. They have their platform, and it's almost like the antimatter universe of ours. They're like the two of them, if they merged together, they would destroy each other because they're opposites, okay?
When you label yourself something, you automatically take on those causes. No matter what the causes are, you will defend the causes. Whether you believe them or not, you're going to defend them. It's like, for example, I never classified myself as white. I was an American Italian, right? But the second I classified myself, I guess got labeled white and I classified myself white, I started arguing all the white points. And then I had to step back and go, wait a second, you never even thought of yourself as white. Why are you fighting for whiteness? Right? You're falling right into it. You're falling right into the trap.
If you don't all jump on this bandwagon that like Joe Biden is on, or Bernie Sanders is on, or Kamala is on, or if you even remotely criticize anybody, even like with Kamala Harris, like, I don't really like the fact that she was a prosecutor. I don't really like cops too much. Oh, you just hate her because she's a black woman. So no one wants to be labeled that, so they just, I love Kamala. I think she's a great VP pick. Like, no one would ever on the left say that that was a bad idea, even if they think that.
I'm a Republican in New Jersey. I think the only one. And I support legalization question coming up on the ballot in November for marijuana. Well, the Republicans, they're creating this as an issue. And to me, it's not a Republican and Democrat issue. It's a libertarian or a liberty issue. It's a business issue. It's a incarceration issue. Why can't we, instead of defunding the police department, why can't we take the savings from no more arrests when they legalize marijuana and put that into the community and make the community better?
I think it stems so far past just politics. I think people just want to be accepted. So they find a group that thinks similarly to them, even if it's not 100% the same. No one is really authentically themselves anymore. And I think it's because everyone just wants to fit in, so they find the category that they fit most in and they just embody that, even if it's not authentic. As generations pass, the youth are a little more accepting than the previous generation, and it's just going to keep getting better. People in power need to reflect what society really looks like, which is a mix of everything. And until that happens, and until everyone feels comfortable and safe in the country, nothing is going to change. I think it's going to take a long time. I don't think it's going to be within my lifetime, but I think in a couple generations, the world is definitely going to be a different place. And I'm here for it.
People have these rose-colored glasses of what humans actually are. We suck. And it's represented in all the social media platforms. All it is representative of how humans are as a society. Ignorant, stupid, idiot-type people. That's all. It's really all it is. We don't want to dive any further into real thought or discussion.
But I think we're in a crisis right now, in this world and in this country, in particular, where we're not seeing a lot of civil discourse, increasing divide among human beings, and increasing conception of us versus them. And I'm concerned about the climate of today and where that's going to take us if we don't reverse course.
I see civil war, if we're being honest. Yeah, if we're being dead honest, I see bad things coming in our direction. I hope I'm wrong, though. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong. All of the indicators are there. If you look at revolutions in the past, we're following the same trajectory, let's just put it that way.
The only way I think it would ever happen is if you had a coup. It would become a military type of thing. Once the military gets involved, it's over, okay? We have enough military that every state has their own National Guard. Every state you go into, you're gonna be fighting a National Guard. And by the way, all those National Guard people have family and friends and are related to probably half the people that are gonna be in this war. It's not gonna happen. It's a big hype.
While the threat of a modern-day civil war may be just that, a big hype, should we ignore the warnings from top academics and journalists who see the writing on the wall? As a nation, are we headed towards an increased sense of unity under a new presidential regime, or will we find ourselves more divided than ever? Time will tell. In the meantime, what will you do to encourage a new way forward?